Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Tech Help Club. Today we will discuss about routing. Although I have already explained what routing is in our previous videos. So there are few types of routing we have. So static routing, dynamic routing and default route. So I have already covered static routing and default route in my previous videos. If you have any concern or want to learn how to configure static and default route in FortiGate firewall, you can go through my previous videos. Today we will discuss about our dynamic routing. So dynamic routing protocol is of two types. It's a interior gateway protocols and external gateway protocols. So in IGPs we have a RIP, EIGRP and OSPF. Although in exterior gateway protocols we have a BGP. So today we will discuss about RIP. Although this protocol is not so popular because it has some limitations. So we can configure RIP only within the 15 hop count network. If you have a network bigger than 15 hop counts, you have to opt the superior protocols like OSPF and ISIS if you want to communicate your internal network with the external network. Then you have to go for external protocols like BGP. So version 2 is the enhanced version of version 1. So we have a few limitations in version 1. It does not support any authentication, and in version 2 we can opt authentications as well in MD5 or as a plain text. So we will discuss, I will show you how to configure RIP on FortiGate. So please watch my video till the end. So let's start our today's lab. So this is our lab for today's topic. Here we have a firewall 2, firewall 1 and firewall 3. So there are three subnets behind this firewall. Firewall 2 having a subnet 2.0, firewall 3 having a subnet 3.0 and firewall 1 having a subnet 4.0. So this is our one internal network. So we will set up RIP version 2 dynamic protocol here in all three firewalls so they can share their internal routes or the routes behind their LAN with each other via the dynamic protocol in dynamic way. And here is our WAN appliance, so which is the internet facing device. And if we want to communicate to internet, then we will inject a default route via RIP towards this firewall 2, firewall 1, so that subnets having 3.0 and 2.0 can access the internet in this way. Okay, so let's start and begin our all the devices. Although I have already configured all the interfaces in our FortiGate, so let me show you. This is firewall 1. If you go to firewall 1, here we have interfaces. If you want to learn how to configure the interface, you can watch my previous video. It's very easy steps. And here you can see in firewall 1, port 2 is internet facing interface and it's a dynamically assigned port. It will fetch IP automatically from our ISP router. And port 5 is a LAN interface having a subnet 4.0. Port 4 is another LAN interface having a subnet 1.0. So I can show you here in firewall 1, go to interface, and port 2 is our WAN, which is dynamically configured port. Port 4 is our LAN 1, which is 10/24 subnet, and port 5 is our LAN 2, which is 4.0/24 subnet, and it's 254.254 is the interface we have configured on our firewall 1. In a similar way, we already configured firewall 2 and firewall 3 having port 1 with a subnet 10.1.0/24, and this port 1 is having a IP dot 2 within this subnet, and for port 2 we have a 254 within this subnet. In a similar way we have configured on this side. So now we have to configure few other configuration to make the communication happen between all three firewall. Unless we will not set up a policy, they will not work or they will not communicate. By default we have a implicit deny in the firewall policy. So after configuring the RIP protocol, we have to configure the firewall policy as well to allow the traffic from the internal to external port or external to internal port in a both way. So let me configure the RIP protocol first, then I will configure the firewall policies. So let's go to firewall 1. Here we have a option network. If you click on the network, it will expand the few options here. Just on the left hand side you can see we have a 3 dynamic routing protocols here available in FortiGate: RIP, OSPF and BGP. Today we are focusing on RIP, so just click RIP here, and we have a version 1 and version 2. So we are going to configure version 2, which is the enhanced version of the RIP. So for version 2, so there is a networks or IP/netmarks you have to put here. So go to our topology. So whatever the subnet belongs to firewall 1, we need to put those subnets in the RIP configuration. Here you can see we have a 10.04.0/24 subnet and 10/24 subnet. So we will put these two subnets here. So let me configure first and add and configure the another, which is 1. And now we have to configure the interfaces which we want to participate in this dynamic protocol or in this RIP conversation or RIP sharing information. So just click here, create new, and select the interface. So we have port number 5 and port number 4 which we want to participate in RIP. So just go to the firewall here and port number 4 and select the version, send the version both and receive version both. And here we have a authentication. As I said, we can set up a authentication in a text or MD5 in version 2. So at this moment I am disabling it, not making it complicated. So just click OK here and add another port, LAN 2 port 5. So just hit here both and OK. So now just apply this configuration. That's it. Now go to the firewall number 2. So here also you have to put two networks, which is 2.0, 1.0 in the RIP conversation, and we need to put the interface port 2 and port 1. So just go to the firewall 2 network and RIP and click here with the subnet. It's 2.0, add 1.0, 1.0 and interface. We have a two interface. One is our WAN interface. So I just marked or name it as a WAN because it's an internet facing interface. Here port 1. So you can give name whatever you want. So port 1 and port 2 we need to put on the interfaces here. Port 1, select both, OK, and create new, again port 2 both and hit OK. That's it. Click apply. Now go to firewall 3, and firewall 3 we have a two subnets, 3.0 and 1.0. So go to firewall 3, under network click RIP and put your subnet here. It's 3.0 and 1.0. So it's 1.0 and interface. We have a two interface, WAN 1 or port 1, and another interface is our LAN interface, port 2. Here we go, click OK. So these two interface, port 1 and port 2. Okay, now these configuration, RIP configuration already been completed. Right now we have to allow the traffic in all the firewalls in both direction. Let's say if we are sending a traffic from PC2, then it should be allowed traffic from port 2 to port 1 in firewall 2, and also from port 1 to port 2. If any user sitting here wants to communicate with this user, then the traffic will flow in this way, and we have to allow the traffic in the reverse order as well to make the communication happen successfully. So let's go one by one to all firewalls, then we will configure the firewall policy. First, let's go to firewall 1 and allow the traffic from port 4 to port 5, that is LAN 1 to LAN 2. Go to the firewall policies and objects here, and we have a firewall policy. So create a firewall policy. And so one more thing I want to show you here. Here we have two ports. If we want to communicate to the internet, we have to allow two policies for like port 4 to the internet and port 5 to the internet. So rather to apply two policies separately, we can put both ports in a single policy. So initially you will see there is a no option to put two ports in a one policy. Here you can see I can only select one port, but we have a option here. Go to system and go to feature visibility here and scroll down. We have a one option called multiple interface policies. Just enable this interface policies option here and hit apply. Now you are able to configure the multiple policies, multiple ports on a single policy. Okay, just go to the firewall policy. So first of all, I will configure a policy which allow the internet to these users or to these ports. So for this, I need to put a policy saying from LAN 1 to LAN 2 to WAN. So here we go. We have to create a policy that is LAN to WAN, and which includes both LAN. So here I can call both the LAN port, LAN 1 port 4 and LAN 2 port 5. And outgoing interface is our WAN, which is port 2. And source, I am just selecting all. You can select whatever you want as per your requirements. So service all, and here you can just, because these interfaces require the internet, so we have to enable the NAT here, because this policy is for the accessing the internet or for accessing the outside network. So the traffic whatever hits to this policy will get netted. So click all sessions here if you want to log the sessions and hit OK. So this is the one policy, and the second policy is allow the traffic from port 4 to port 5. So LAN 1 to LAN 2. So create new LAN 1 to LAN 2 and select the interface LAN 1, and outgoing interface is our LAN 2, source all, destination all, services all, and here we don't need any NAT because they are communicating internally. Just allow the session and hit OK. Now we have to make another policy in a reverse direction, so that traffic coming from port 5 and exiting from port 4 can easily allow from this firewall. So we need to make a reverse policy. So it's an easy way. If you are already created LAN 1 to LAN 2, then just copy and right click here and clone reverse. So it will reverse the policy, and you need to just edit the port, edit the name of the policy LAN 2 to LAN 1, LAN 1. Okay, and hit OK, and that's it. Now you also need to enable this policy, enable it. And here we go, we already completed 3 policy. Now this firewall is the internet facing firewall, so we need to create one default route, so whatever traffic coming for the internet can direct towards the gateway via default route or via one static route. So I will configure one static route here. Just go to network, static route, create new, and we will put the default subnet here. And what is our gateway? You can see here it's 192.168.1.0/24. So 254 is configured on this internet router, and by dynamic way our firewall is getting IP through this subnet. So I am configuring the ISP and interface IP here, 192.168.1.254, so which is WAN 2. So that's it, just click OK, and that's it. So this is completed. Now go to our firewall 2, and we need to create a firewall policy on firewall 2, which is used to allow the traffic from port 2 to port 1 and port 1 to port 2. So just click here, policy and objects, firewall policy, create new, from LAN to WAN, LAN to WAN, incoming interface is our LAN, outgoing interface is our WAN, source all, destination all, services all, and we don't require any NAT here, just hit OK. And we needed one reverse policy also, just click right click here, reverse clone, edit it, and WAN to LAN, and hit OK. After hitting OK, you need to enable this policy as well. So here you can see this policy is grayed out, not in a dark way here. So we need to, and you can see one red cross here in front of policy name. So just click here and set status as enable. Now this policy is in the picture. Now go to the firewall 3 as well and create the similar policies. Go to firewall policy, under policy and objects, create new, LAN to WAN, incoming interface is LAN, outgoing interface is WAN, source all, destination all, services all, and hit OK here. Sorry, I forgot to disable the NAT, so we don't require NAT here. So just click OK, and now create another policy in a reverse. So just do one clone for this policy, edit this policy from WAN to LAN, WAN to LAN, and here you can see it's already reversed, so just hit OK. After clicking OK, enable this policy in the same way, right click, set status, enable. Here we go. Now we already configured the policies and the routing protocol. Now if you want to verify if the firewall 1 is getting the routes from 3.0 or 2.0, we have two ways to check the routes. So just go to firewall 1, under the dashboard, here we have a network, just click here, or you can expand this to the full screen, just click here, and under this you will see two RIP subnets, which is 2.0, 3.0, and this firewall 1 is receiving subnets from routes from 2.0 and 3.0. In similar way, firewall 2 will receive route from 4.0 and 3.0. Let's check that. Go to dashboard, network, expand this, and here we go. There are two routes, 3.0, 4.0, and check in firewall 3. Go to dashboard, network, expand, and it's 3.0, 4.0, 4.0 and 2.0. It is receiving from the RIP. And another way, if you want to verify it through the CLI, you can also verify it from the CLI. Just go to the firewall 1. Let's say we have this firewall 1 and type one command here, get router info routing table RIP. Hit enter. You will see there are two routes, 2.0 and 3.0 in firewall 1. In a similar way, you can check in firewall 2 and firewall 3. Okay, so now you can try by pinging the devices from one firewall to other firewall. So let me open PC2. So open it. Here I am in PC2. I have already configured IP here. So just right click here, go to network manager and see what IP it has. So click properties and here you can see it's 2.1 which belongs to this subnet, and this PC is having IP 2.1. In a similar way, I have configured 3.1 here and 4.1 here. So just hit cancel, cancel and go to terminal. And if you want to verify the subnet via command line, just hit config, if config, and you will see it's 10.0.2.1. Okay, now you can try to ping the other PC which is 10.0.3.1. Hit enter and here we go. You can see we are able to ping it from PC2 to PC3. In a similar way, let me ping it from PC3 to PC2. Ping 10.0.2.1 and here we go. I am able to ping it, right? So now let's try with PC4. So go to the control panel here, network, and we don't have IP here. So let me configure it 10.0.4.1 and we have a subnet mask gateway, and let me put name server 8.8.8 or 1.1.1, apply. Here we go, cross it and go to now terminal and try to ping 10 PC2 10.0.2.1 and here we go. Now we are able to ping to each other from PC2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to 2 subnet. Now, so what if the PC2 and PC3 wants to access the internet? At this moment, they were not able to do so because they don't have any default route or they don't have any routing towards the internet. So let me show you here. Here you can see this is our PC2 and this is our PC3. Let me stop this and try to access ping 8.8.8.8 and here you can see it's unreachable. And in a similar way, if I will ping internet from the PC3, it will not goes outside. But here in PC4, we are able to ping it because it already has the static route which I have already configured initially. You can see here, go to static route. Here we have a default route, so which pushing the traffic towards the internet from firewall 1, but in firewall 2 we don't have such routes. Here you can see in firewall 2, in firewall 3 as well, we don't have any route. So if you want to verify it through the CLI, you can check it through the CLI as well. So we have a command, get router info routing table all and hit enter. Here you can see we don't have any static route here, right? In similar way, if you will run this command in other firewall, in firewall 3, let me log in it and run this command and you will see we don't have any static route or any default route configured here. So there is a option, we can inject a default route through the RIP from the firewall 1. So whatever the default route is receiving by the firewall 1, which is the interfacing firewall, it will inject the same default route in firewall 2 and firewall 3 via the RIP protocol or a RIP conversation. So just go to firewall 1 and go to RIP, and we have a option here, advanced options. Just hit plus icon here, and here we have a option inject a default route. Just enable this option and hit apply, and that's it. Now you will see the traffic is flowing from PC1, PC2 and PC3, all the PCs towards the internet, right? Also, I want to show you one more important thing here. So let me show you first on the routing table here, the routing information on the firewall. So just apply the same command. You will see now the R star. R means it is learning through the RIP protocol. R stands for RIP and star stands for the candidate default. So it is learning default route from the RIP. So here you can see RIP having the administrative distance 120 and how far the router is 2 hop away from this router or this firewall. So just verify the same thing on the firewall 2. Just go firewall 2, hit the same command, and here also you will find the default route from the RIP. Okay, now one more important thing I want to show here in our lab, sometimes we will face the difficulties to get the default route through the RIP. So let me show you the scenario which I faced earlier. So let's say, let me go to the firewall 2 and we have a interfaces. Here you can see in firewall 2 and firewall 3 we have a management interface, port 3 in the both firewall. So when you are configuring the management interface like this port 3 here in this my topology, so let me open this, and here we have an option called retrieve default gateway from server. So it should be disabled. So if it's enabled, then you will not get the default route from the RIP. It will consider this interface as a default gateway or a default route. So let me enable it and I will show you what does that mean. So just click OK here, and that's it. This is a firewall 2. Now you can see from the PC2 the internet will stop now. So here you can see I'm not able to ping the internet, right? And if you go to the CLI of firewall 2, just hit the same command again, and here you can see we are not learning this through the RIP. It's showing us static star. Static default means it is configured statically or accessing or fetching the information of the default route statically from the port 3, which is our management port, and having the administrative distance 15. So 15 is the less administrative distance from the RIP, so it's loading this information in this routing table. So to avoid this situation, just disable the management port default gateway from the server option and hit OK. So you need to make sure while configuring the management port in all firewall, you just need to disable this option so that doesn't make any confusion or any issue for you to accessing the internet or to getting the candidate default from the RIP version. So now I have disabled it. Now you can hit that command again. Now it's R star means getting the route from the RIP. Now the traffic will start. Here we go. Okay, so that is it for today's session. I hope you have learned RIP protocol. If you still have any queries about this, you can ask me in my comment section. So I'm very happy to help you guys. So thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.